Okay, let's start. Good afternoon. So, the topic is MySQL in 2026 Lifecycle Upgrade Myths and Road to 9.7 LTS. Before I dive into the topic, let me introduce myself. My name is Arunjith Aravindan. I have been working with Percona for the last 11 years and I have total 16 plus years of experience. And I love writing blogs, and these are the 3 books published, and the second one is the copy of translation of the third one. And the books are been recognized by the Book Authority as the best MySQL books to read in 2025. So, the agenda for the talk is where are we in the MySQL lifecycle, and where are the MySQL users today, why do many MySQL instances still running older versions, upgrade from MySQL 5.7 to 8 and 8.4 facts and urban legends, then key changes in MySQL 8, 8.4 and 9, then how to ease the major version upgrade using different tools like Percona Toolkit and so on. So, where are we in the MySQL lifecycle? And seeing this slide, you may be thinking like why the 5.7 is there, the outdated version, but in fact many applications are still using the 5.7. So, it is time to get it upgraded to 8.0 and 8.4 and get it prepared for 9 LTS going to come in the future. So, we got 5.7 in 2015 and we have been enjoying for 8 years, and that has been expired. In between we got 8.0 in 2018 and that is going to end in another 1 month, April 2026 the 8.0 will be done. So, in between we got 8.4 as well. Right now we have LTS 8.4 that is been we got it in the April 13, 2024. So, we will be getting another 8 years, and that the end of life is planned in 2032. So, Percona we have 8.0 extended support, that is nothing but we are not encouraging people to hold on to 8.0, but those who are struggling to upgrade to 8.4 and due to different reasons like application stack, complicated application stacks, or if you do not have enough developers to get that application make it compatible with the 8.4. If you want to utilize the extended support, you can utilize, and that will be last for next 3 more years. Then long term support, basically the long term support is 8 years. Initially primary support you will be getting for 5 years, and then extended support will be the for next 3 years. So, let us move to the next slide. Why do many MySQL instances still running older versions? So, these are the few of the answers we got from the customers and different people. The first set of people used to tell that the technical reasons, version 8.0 unfit for use with the existing stack, and few of them are saying that unsolved backend application dependencies, original development staff has been left, and they need to find out new people for doing the coding and make it compatible with the next version. Might have tried and failed to get it upgrade and so on. And the next set of people are saying like perception of cost and risk. They read some article or something like and they have the feeling like the horror of upgrade, something if you get it upgrade that is going to be failed, or the cost risk are more getting upgraded to major versions. So, the third set of people, that is very interesting, their application stack is running with older version and they do not want to move to the next major version. Why? Because everything is running fine, we do not bother about what is running in the background, what version it is, our application is running fine, so let it be like that. So, that is not the right way to deal it. We need to get it upgraded to the latest version to protect our data and so on. So, moving to the next, upgrading from MySQL 5.7 to 8 and 8.4 facts and urban legends. So, upgrading from 5.7 to 8 and 8.4, are there any real difference between 5.7 and 8 and 8.4? Where are the missing 6 and 7? These are the questions we used to get, and the answer for both questions is yes. There are a lot of difference between 5.7 to 8 and 8.4, especially between the 5.7 and 8. Lot of code revamp has been done by Oracle to move from 5.7 to 8.0, and I will be detailing few of them in the upcoming slides. Then that's the reason we are missing 6 and 7 versions. Then moved directly jumped from 5.7 to 8. So let us review the key changes in major version in different ways, like general changes, InnoDB changes, and security account changes between the major versions. Then deprecation, removals, and bonus upgrade impediments. These are the things I will be discussing in the upcoming slides. So this is the InnoDB diagram. I took it from my book. This is the diagram I drawn for my book, and I took it from there only. And you can see, if you compare with the 5.7 with 8.0, the major difference is that the system tables were holding in the MySQL tables, and IB data 1, the system table space was holding the double write buffer and undo table space. That has been moved from system tables, and we will be having separate double write and undo table space in the 8.0 onwards. Then also you will be getting the temporary table space, IPT temporary tables. Every time when you create a temporary type for the session, you will be getting a separate IPT file over there. Then if you compare with 8.0 with 8.4, a couple of major changes are there. The change buffer is going to be get disabled, and adaptive hash index also by default disabled. So moving to the general changes in 8.4 and 8.0, the master slave keywords are no more, and you have to use the source and replica keywords for dealing with the replication. Then unique foreign key constraint, it's a mandatory. The parent table should have a unique key. Then only you will be having able to have the foreign keys on the tables. Then float and double auto-increment removals. The float and double, that is being removed, and you need to move to int before getting upgraded to 8.0 to 8.4. Then we got a few new reserved keywords. Why I added few of them only, there are many. Before getting upgraded from 8.0 to 8.4, you need to make sure the applications are, if any of the keywords are being used by the application, then you need to make sure that that is coming with the quotes in the application query. Otherwise the queries will be failing, or you need to change that column name to different, or table name to the different name. Then the next one is bin log retention changes. Before it was days, now we have better control, and we have second based binary log retention. Then automatic histogram, there is another feature we got it. Before you need to run it analyze table upgrade histogram, now make it a little bit more automatic. With the analyze table itself, you will be able to update that. And the next one is dropped server options, SSL and SSL admin. Those options are being removed, and you have to use the SSL version and admin SSL version instead. Moving to the next, InnoDB changes in 8.4 with 8.0. The InnoDB powerful instance, before it was set to default 8. Now we will be getting, based on the auto calculated based on the number of CPUs instances, and or the based on the total buffer pool is being assigned for that MySQL instance. Minimal of this is the formula for that, and the minimal of that will be taken, and which is minimal, that will be assigned to the InnoDB powerful instance. Moving to the next one, change buffer is by default disabled in the 8.4, but if you want to enable it, you can enable it, but moving forward that will be get disabled. In 9 it will be completely disabled. InnoDB adaptive hash index is another one that by default set to disabled in the 8.4, but in the future releases that will be getting completely removed. InnoDB flush method, before it was set to fsync, and now it is moved to odirect to avoid double caching and having better performance over there. Then InnoDB IO capacity, that is something like a question here. The basically 8.4 comes with 10K IO capacity, and double of that for the IO capacity max. But in my experience and also Percona, we already have a couple of blocks on that. Setting a lower value, having better performance in the high write environments. The key over here is the idea over here is that like get the set the high redo log and the high redo log file size, so that less flushing will be happening internally, and whenever it gets to 70% only, that will be flushing will be happening. So setting a lower value, getting a better performance over like 200, 300 is better value over there. Then security and account management changes, adapt authentication plugin, MySQL native plugin, MySQL native password plugin, that is going to be removed completely from 9, and 8.4 by default it will be disabled, but in case if you want to enable it, you can set the variable in the my.cnf and restart the MySQL, then that will be enabled over there. In case if you are struggling from 8.0 to 8.4 upgrade due to the authentication plugin making the users compatible with the new plugin caching SHA-2 password, then the option here is to apply the workaround like enabling in the my.cnf and getting it started. But moving forward, you need to make sure that your users are compatible with the new password plugin, and then only you will be able to move from 8.4 to 9. 9 is not at released, but still production ready, I am saying. And we got a few granular privileges. Flush privilege is the another granular privilege.
One question related to authentication plugin. As I read in the release note, once if you upgrade into like caching SHA-2, all clients should be SSL. Like you cannot make
you won't be able to connect. That's why you need to make your application users connections compatible with the 8.4 plugin.
So like after upgrading to 8.4, all clients should be SSL, right?
It's not like need to be an SSL or not. I don't think that need to be enabled SSL, but it should be compatible with that this one.
Alright. So there's no rule saying all clients should be SSL, right?
No, I don't think so. I need to look into that, but I don't think so. I will take a look. Then moving to the next slide, the native vector data type, that is the another data type we got with 9 innovative. 9 is an innovative release that is not at LTS. The Oracle offered 9.7 is going to be the next LTS. So vector data type, that is another feature we got it with 9, and I have given an example how we can use that column creating a table. So autopilot index advisor, that is another feature added to 9, but unfortunately that is not there with community, only there with Heatwave and Cloud Focused. Hopefully in the future we will be getting that. Moving to the next one, JSON output, you can store it with a variable, JSON output with explain analysis, you can store it with a user variable, so that if you want to compare that result with the, after you modify the query, and if you want to having a comparison of the explain output, you can use that. Then JSON duality view, that is another feature we got it with 9, something like if you have a couple of tables and if you want to have a view with the JSON, you can write the view in the JSON format, and once you select that view, then you will be getting the result in JSON format. Moving to the next one, JavaScript stored programs. Unfortunately, this is also not available with the 9 community, but 8.4 Percona server similar feature is there, and that is in the tech preview. If you want to use it, please test it and use it, you can utilize that. Then the decimal support was support in the JavaScript stored program, that also available in the 9. Moving to the next, replication parallel workers, that before it was set to 0, now by default it will be 1. Then the MySQL client option, before you were able to run the any shell related commands in the MySQL as I given the example, but moving forward in 9 by default it is disabled, and if you want to run any shell commands, you may need to use the MySQL command option, then only you will be able to run the shell commands. Then moving to the next one, the security and account management changes, removal of MySQL native password, as I told in 8.4 the variable will be completely removed, and 9 you have to use the SHA-2 password. Then logical dump user, this is something like similar to the feature PT show grants. We used to run that PT show grants tool, we used to use that PT show grants tool to get the grants from the MySQL instance, but that feature is been added with MySQL dump with the 9 release, and if you want to get the drop statement before the create table create user statement, you can use the add drop user option. Then moving to the next one, we have few more granular privileges, those are listed over there. And also Oracle, last couple of days back there was a post from Oracle saying that potential upgrade features, and these are the features they are planning to have with 9.7 probably, and I hope we will be getting that near future. So this we've been discussing the 8.0 with 8.4 and 8.4 with 9. Now let me go back to 8.0 with 5.7. Why? Because still many of the instances are running with 5.7. So let us motivate them to get it upgraded to 8.0 and 8.4 and 9. So moving to this slide, transaction data dictionary TDD is the one of the main feature that is been added with 8.0 compared with 5.7. That is something like helped us crash safe. For example, if you run an alter on a massive table, if the alter got stalled or killed, or if the MySQL instance got restarted, many of the cases the table used to get crashed. That is been sorted out with transaction data dictionary. What it happened means the statements like combined data directory operation updates, storage engine operations, and binary log writes, they made it in a single transaction. Why? Because TDD is something like InnoDB table. So in a single transaction all of that changes can be done, either it will be successful or it will be get rolled back. Moving to the next one, SSS session reuse supported by default with timeout settings. Then I will be skipping few of them as we don't have enough time. Then the default character set to Latin 1, before it was set to Latin 1, now it's made to UTF-8 and before. So that will be helping you for multilingual language support. Those are the points I highlighted in the slides. Already I blogged on that. If you want to go through, please go through my Percona blogs and you will be getting more details with an example over there. Then moving to the next invisible indexes, that is another nice feature. For example, if you want to drop an index, if dropping an index is a metadata change, right, and if you drop an index it will be done it in seconds, but when you re-add the index on a massive table, that takes a lot of time. For example, if you drop an index, afterwards you find out that the application is closed with that and there is a performance issue, and if you want to add it back, then that is going to be a costly one. So in that case you can use the invisible indexes, make it invisible so the optimizer won't be able to use that. So and see couple of days whether there is an issue with the application or not. If nothing is there, you can go ahead and drop that index. The same can be used for query optimization as well. When you want to see any query using that index and you want to make it see if that index is not there, how it will be, then you will be able to use that feature. Moving to the next one, auto-increment counter. That is another improvement made it to the 8.0, and that is something like, for example, if I have an user table and I have 3 records, and if I delete the 3rd record and if I insert, in general cases it will be getting inserted in the 4th record. Then suppose if I delete the 4th record and if I restart MySQL and if I insert, that will be going to insert as a 3rd record. So that made a lot of issues with consistency as well as replication and all. So here that made it to persistent, and even if you restart also, the next insert will be added with +1, the ID will be +1. So I already blogged on that with an example, please go through that. Then system tables data directory tables. This is something like we will be getting mysql.ibd file. Before it was MySQL tables. Now we will be getting a mysql.ibd. If you install the 8 you will be seeing that MySQL.ibd in the data directory, there the system tables will be saving. Then InnoDB dedicated server, I do not know how many are using that, and that also available. Then moving to the security and account management changes, the grant tables are MySQL InnoDB tables, so transaction support is there. Then the new cache to password added with 8.0. Then more on that, you will be getting a feature like if you want to make it compatible with FIPS, that too is there, more security related. So don't scare, we no need to be scared seeing all the features and all the changes with different versions, and if you do a proper testing, if you do plan the upgrade properly, testing, planning and all there, then the upgrade can be completed with zero downtime and without any impact to the application and users. I will be detailing little bit on that in the upcoming slides. So deprecations are something like we need to act as soon as possible. Before planning for the upgrade, we can start working on the deprecations. What are the variables deprecated, what are the features deprecated, which means that those features are going to get removed from the upcoming releases. So making the application compatible with those deprecations are very important. There are many deprecations, few of them are being added, and removal is another one, very important to take care. Before getting the upgraded, whatever the features, variables are being removed from the particular version, you need to make sure that features are not being used in your application before getting the upgrade. You need to find out and do that. So removal continued, lot of removals are there, few of them I added here. Is it tricky to upgrade from MySQL 5.7 to 8.0 and 8.4? Can it be done safely without system outage? Yes, we can do the upgrade without any issues and system outages if you do proper testing and planning. So how we can do the upgrade testing, how we can prepare your application as well as the database version, database into next upgrade. We have many tools around. MySQL Shell Upgrade Checker utility, that is part of the community, that you can use it to make sure all the variables, which are the variables removed, currently being used, deprecated variables are there with the current environment and can all be found out with that tool. And other tools I listed here are from the Percona Toolkit, PT Query Digest and PT Upgrade. Those are the two tools which you can use it to find out all your application queries are working fine in the newer version. I already blogged on that, and also I had a session on that is recorded somewhere, and you can find that how to use those tools to test your application and make sure that all the application queries are working in the newer version. And the PT show grants, to verify the grants, if you want to compare the grants and all, you can use that tool. PT config diff is something like if you want to compare the versions between and the two servers, two instances, there you can use the PT config diff. Something like before failover and all, you may need to verify that the older version and newer version has what are the configuration differences and so on, right? There you can use that tool. So moving to the next, how Percona can help. You know, Percona is an open source tool, open source company, and everything is open, and in the online we have plenty of blogs and documentation. Everything is open and you can get it in the online, and you can go through and you can look into that, learn it, and do your upgrade or whatever it is. But at the same time, if you want any help, Percona is there to help you. You can take the contract from Percona, you can work with us, and we will help you to get done. We have n number of experts around the globe. They will be helping you to get the whatever it is with the open source databases, not just MySQL. We have Mongo, Postgres, and Valkey. All experts are there with us. And as I told, you will be getting the post EOL support as well. I already discussed that one. If you want, you can get that too. So, we are ready to take it from anywhere. Let us handle the upgrade process ourselves. Percona will take all the responsibility, taking all your environment control, and we will be getting that upgrade done ourselves. Then at any phase, for example, if you done partially the upgrade and you failed and to get it upgraded, there also we can pick it up and we can get the upgrade done from there. We can help it, guide you, and so on. And we will support not just Percona distribution, we will support MySQL community version as well. But I hope you will be aware of that. Percona have Percona server. It's a forked version of MySQL, nothing but drop-in replacement for the community version. You will be getting better performance with better performance as well as additional features with the Percona server. If you are running with the community server and if you want to move to Percona server, there is nothing difficult. You just need to stop the MySQL, remove the binaries, and install the Percona binaries. And if you start it, the Percona server will be up and running with the existing data. You don't need to worry about anything else. It's a drop-in replacement for community server. So, let me move. So, suppose what if you do what if I cannot afford Percona server, Percona support. As I told, it's an open source company, so all the work what we did will be available in the online. We have the Percona repository, and the patches and all will be available over there, and we will be giving the patches and bug fixes with the EOL support for the Percona server only. We won't be able to give it the community server, but those who want to use with the community server, the JIT will be providing the codes. You can merge it. If you have the resources with you, you can merge it and use it with community server as well. That's all from my side. If you have any questions, please. And let me add one more thing. We have Percona live coming in US. Please join with us, and we'll be meeting again there soon in May. Okay, thank you.